Today we are here with a video by The Noit. Okay, why IVE is a once in a generation group. Okay, I am excited to get into this. One thing about IVE is we know that they're popular. Okay, we know that they're popular. You know what I'm saying? We know that they're popular, but it's important when it comes to popular groups to understand how they got to that level. Honestly, I feel like that's something that isn't really appreciated or looked into for a lot of people whenever a group gets popular. Like there's some people who they'll see a group get popular and they'll be like, oh, I didn't know about this group, let me get into them, and then they'll go back to their discography maybe, but they don't really look into the journey a group took to get to this point. There's a lot of people who are into IVE that might not even know that Yejin and Wonyoung are from IZ*ONE or was in IZ*ONE, you know? So I feel like it is very much important to see the journey, and obviously, like, you know, dives who have been with them since the beginning, who have been fans for a long time, and maybe even some new dives who took the time, took the opportunity to look into their journey, know how important it is to look into the journey, because it allows you to appreciate the group more and like them a lot more, you know?
감사합니다.
Bro, why are they making the same face?
나 해봐, 나 해봐. 수건 쓰면 안 되나? 너 해줘? 안 되지. 해줘? 언니 잘해봐. 따끔.
It's like a mix of like, are you sure? Are you sure you want it? Or an excitement. Like she's like, oh, are you sure? Like an evil way and excitement. Also, this video will be in the description and in the pinned comment. If I remember, it will be in the description.
Talent, vision. When they collide, a generation resets.
Bro, I'm thinking about watching their concert from the world tour. Because I found this like IVE website where it has like everything. So I found the concert thing. I low-key want to watch those, and the Lollapalooza one. So if y'all want to see me react to that, hey, let me know. But when they come here, I will be there.
In simple words, we call it IVE.
Like the
29th
emphasis.
of April 2021 marked the end of an era. IZ*ONE, one of the most successful project groups in K-pop history, disbanded after 2.5 years of unprecedented success. 12 members scattered across different paths, leaving behind a massive fan base and an uncertain future.
Yeah.
But among those 12 members, 2 made a choice that shocked the industry. Jang Wonyoung and An Yoo-jin, both seasoned performers at just 16 and 17 years old, returned to Starship Entertainment. Not as stars ready for solo careers, but as trainees. They stepped backwards to leap forward, trading guaranteed success for an uncertain gamble.
Okay, like this, y'all listening to the script? They took a step back to move forward.
The industry watched with skepticism. Why would proven performers restart from scratch? The answer would soon become clear. Starship had a vision that seemed impossible on paper. They wanted to combine the experience of 2 IZ*ONE veterans with 4 complete rookies, Gaul, Ray, Liz, and Liso. The oldest member would be 19, the youngest just 14.
Which is crazy. Today we have 14
faces had never been attempted at this scale. Then came the
What I do wonder is how, when it comes to idols and like them being at a younger age, how they do the performances and how they, you know, record songs and prepare for songs while also focusing on school. Like, how do you balance both? Like, I don't know. The idea of balancing an idol life where you have to do like brand deals and a bunch of other stuff and school, that feels like a tough task.
Concept that shouldn't have worked. Teen crush without the aggression. Where ITZY brought fierce confidence and aespa delivered futuristic edge, IVE aimed for something different. Elegant confidence, effortless sophistication, the kind of cool that doesn't need to prove itself.
Yeah.
On the 1st
Elegant
of December
sophistication is probably the best way to describe
their
IVE.
debut single, 11. The track opened with a dreamy synth line that immediately felt different from the noise music dominating 4th-generation debuts. The chorus built like a gentle wave rather than crashing like thunder. The lyrics spoke of young love and butterflies, but delivered with the polish of veterans who knew exactly what they were doing. The music video showed 6 girls moving through ethereal sets with the kind of natural chemistry that usually takes years to develop.
If you really think about it, the idea to have 2 veterans with 4 new, rookie idols makes a lot of sense, because when it comes to their debut, they can kind of rely on the veterans to help shape the rookies into having a better debut than most. Because there's a lot of groups that have good debuts, right? But you can kind of see that they may be lacking in certain places because they are still rookies. But to have veterans who have already been in the idol scene for years now, them being able to kind of shape the rookies and kind of prepare them for what's to come is honestly a genius idea. I'll be honest, a genius idea. And another thing, them having a debut that is a very different type of sound than what was popular during that time goes with what I've been saying forever. It's better to innovate or do something different than chase trends, because if you chase trends, you're just going to fall into this big, you have this big road full of all, a bunch of cars, this big highway road, whatever, full of everyone just trying to chase trends, chase mainstream music. And then you have a group like IVE, when they debuted, go off on their own, on this own road, and they're able to go super, super far without all this traffic because they're on their own road, creating their own type of music. And that is what is going to allow a lot of people to go, oh, they're making music that's different than the same junk that I'm getting, that multiple groups are making. So that is what kind of, in my opinion, allowed a song like 11 and honestly IVE start to really blow up, because they were doing something different from the norm.
Wonyoung and Yujin's experience anchored the group, while the newcomers brought fresh energy that felt genuine, not manufactured.
German Liz!
Within 24 hours, 11 had 10 million views.
Golly!
Music show wins followed within weeks. But more importantly, the song felt like a breath of fresh air in a saturated market. While other groups shouted for attention, IVE whispered and everyone leaned in to listen. The impossible equation had worked.
Yummy.
Experience plus freshness plus perfect timing equaled something the industry had never seen before. If 11 announced IVE's arrival, Love Dive made them impossible to ignore.
Just imagine, because we all know how big Love Dive was at the time, and arguably kind of still is. It's a classic. Just imagine your first comeback being Love Dive, bro. That's crazy. But you have a very, very good debut, then going into an iconic song like Love Dive.
Released on the 5th of April 2022, the track took their elegant confidence and amplified it into pure magnetism. The song structure followed an unconventional pattern, building tension through verses that felt like whispered secrets before exploding into a chorus that hit like velvet lightning. But the real magic...
Whispered secrets? It's like if someone tells you a secret and you're kind of like, huh? You're shocked by the information. That's when the ooh comes to they're narcissistic. Okay, that's a secret, okay. And then once they tell you that big information, ooh, you're like, oh!
Happened in the choreography. The mirror dance during the chorus created a moment of perfect simplicity. Not complicated, not aggressive, just 6 synchronized movements that looked effortless but felt hypnotic. TikTok exploded, not just with covers, but with everyone trying to capture that specific IVE energy. The choreography became a viral sensation, with fans worldwide recreating the mesmerizing mirror movements. The song's dominance extended far beyond viral success. Love Dive swept music shows with 10 total wins,
beating Big Bang.
Their first Triple Crown on Inkigayo.
Golly.
The track became the longest charting #1 song for 53 days on Spotify Korea. But the real validation came during award season. Love Dive achieved a Song of the Year Grand Slam, winning the top honor at all 4 major ceremonies. The accolades didn't stop there, with additional wins for Best Dance Performance, Best Digital Song, and Artist of the Year. But what made this era special was how natural it all felt. While other groups chased viral moments, IVE seemed to create them accidentally,
Yeah, that's great. Like that's the thing. When you're doing something different, right? Because people who are just doing mainstream stuff, that something that's also included in that chasing trends is chasing trends, like trying to manufacture trends, you know, trying to purposely do these like TikTok type moves or these easy danceable type moves in your choreo, not naturally, but more in a case of like, okay, let's add this into the choreo so it could blow up on TikTok. Well, with IVE, a move like this isn't something that is going to be created for the purpose of being a trend on TikTok. Like it's just not. There's just some moves that you could just look at that blow up and you're like, that really blew up as a trend, but I could see why, but it doesn't seem like a move that would naturally become that. But for IVE, it naturally did. And hopefully, I doubt it's gonna be said here, but they talk about how Wonyoung was the one who pushed for this song, you know, and really, really wanted this song to be, you know, pushed out as the title track.
Success felt inevitable, as if the universe had simply aligned in their favor. Love Dive didn't just become a hit song, it became the sound of fourth-generation elegance. Every group that debuted afterward was measured against the standard IVE had effortlessly created. Success in K-pop often comes with pressure to repeat the same formula, but IVE chose evolution instead. After Like, released in August 2022, showed a group confident enough to experiment. The track sampled Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive,
Such a banger.
transforming a 70s disco anthem into something completely contemporary. The move demonstrated musical sophistication that went beyond their teenage years. The song structure played with expectations, switching between dreamy verses and explosive choruses that showcased each member's growth. Yoojin and Wonyoung, the IZ*ONE veterans, had transformed from experienced trainees into confident leaders who brought their hard-earned stage presence and professionalism to anchor the group.
Yeah.
The newer members, Gaul, Ray, Liz, and Liso, had found their individual voices while maintaining the group's collective magic.
And I think the fact that Wonyoung and Yoojin were in the group as veterans is what kind of allowed the rest of the four girls to find their sound faster, you know, because you have those veterans to help shape you. And also, just honestly, the quick success of IVE kind of makes it a lot easier for you to find your sound and to find your voice, because once you have a song like 11, you have a song like Love Dive, and now you have a song like After Like that blow up. And right then and there, you kind of have the idea of what works. Okay, so you can just think about your parts within those three songs and go, okay, these three songs all blew up. Maybe what I'm doing is working. You know, maybe what I've been doing with my voice has been working, you know?
The evolution continued with their next major releases. Kitsch, a pre-release single in March 2023.
Crazy
top charts
song.
with its playful mix of attitude and irony, setting the stage for I Am. Released in April 2023, the song marked IVE's first full album and their boldest artistic leap. The track combined self-empowerment themes with sophisticated production, creating an anthem that felt both personal and universal. The success was immediate. The album sold over 1.3 million copies in its first week, earning them Album of the Year at the 2023 Melon Music Awards.
I agree with that
Their
one. That
expansion
album is
into Japan felt
one of
equally
my favorite
natural.
K-pop albums.
Rather than simply translating Korean tracks, they crafted songs specifically for Japanese audiences while maintaining their core identity. The approach showed strategic thinking beyond their years. The momentum continued throughout 2023 with their first EP, I've Mine. The project showcased their versatility through 3 distinct singles. Either Way explored vulnerability and self-reflection. Off the Record delivered a
Best IVE
groovy,
song.
bass-heavy track about midnight curiosity and secret desires.
So good.
And Batty took a
Midnight Curiosity and Secret Desires. When you put it like that, it makes it sound a little freaky.
bold hip-hop direction that peaked at #1. Each track explored different facets of their artistry while maintaining their signature elegance.
I think that is what's important. They had 3 different songs. Obviously, there were more songs on that album, which honestly were bangers too, but 3 different songs that showcased 3 different things. But because Baddie was the title track, because let's be honest, Baddie to some dives were a song that they didn't enjoy. You know, a lot of dives did enjoy the song, like he said, or like they said, it peaked at #1, but it still was a song that even outsiders looked in and they were like, oh, you know, this is your follow-up to I Am. But you still have those two other songs that were really, really good. Baddie to me is a good song. Either way, I do like the song. Off the record, absolute banger. Like that's my favorite IVE song ever. But to some other people, it might be Either Way is the best IVE song. They don't really like Baddie, and then they kind of like Off the Record. Everyone can kind of have their own little, you know, thing when it comes to those three songs specifically. That's kind of how they approached this EP specifically, to push these three songs in your face, so you have at least one of them that you're gonna like, you know. But a lot of people did focus on Baddie, and while it still was successful, it definitely was a song that did put some people off of this album specifically. Maybe not the album, but the title track specifically.
Chart consistency became their new normal, with each release topping Korean charts while maintaining international relevance, solving the puzzle that stumped many fourth-generation groups of satisfying domestic audiences while building global appeal. But perhaps most importantly, they made perfection look effortless. Their performances felt natural rather than rehearsed. Their interactions seemed genuine rather than media trained. They had mastered the art of being aspirational without being intimidating. Other groups studied their approach. The IVE template became industry shorthand for elegant confidence. Rookie groups debuted with similar concepts, hoping to capture that same magnetic pull. The perfect storm had created its own weather system. By 2024, IVE faced a different kind of pressure. They had set the standard so high that every comeback carried expectations of perfection. Most groups might have...
That is true. That is kind of what my expectations were, because, you know, I reacted to I Am. That album was basically perfect for me. Then it went to IVE Mind, which is my first comeback from them. Banger album. And from then on, I was like, okay. And I had reacted to the single releases for 11, Love Dive, and after like the B-sides that were included with those, their discography was basically perfect. So I was expecting perfection each time. Now obviously that's what I was expecting, but also I knew it wasn't going to happen. Not every group can be perfect, but IVE was such a like high bar for me at that point.
Played it safe, but IVE chose growth. All Night, Heya, and Ascendio demonstrated their willingness to push boundaries while staying true to their essence. These releases incorporated fresh elements and diverse sounds, proving they could innovate without abandoning the magnetic appeal that made them special. Then came 2025, marking their 4th year together. The industry expected them to hit the sophomore slump that affects many groups. Instead, they delivered their most mature work yet. Rebel Heart, released as a pre-single on the 13th of January 2025, introduced a darker edge to their sound. The track maintained their signature elegance while exploring themes of independence and self-determination.
Such a good song, bro.
Felt natural rather than forced. The 3rd of February 2025
Attitude.
brought IVE Empathy, their most personal release to date.
My second favorite
showcased
IVE song,
individual member
first favorite title track,
in ways that highlighted their artistic development. Attitude, the title track, combined everything they had learned about confidence, vulnerability, and musical sophistication. Their latest evolution came with XOXZ, proving that even 4 years into their career, IVE continued pushing creative boundaries. The release showcased a group that had moved beyond simply being successful to becoming genuine artists who could experiment with sound, explore deeper themes, and challenge expectations.
Hey, they're right. This group does challenge expectations all the time because they come back with something new. You have a song like Hey Ya, which is more in line with, you know, their more natural sound when it comes to title tracks. Then they'll come out with a song like Attitude, which is a little bit more fun, a little bit more dancey. And then you have a song like XOXZ, which is different. XOXZ is like a mix of like, I don't know, Baddie and IVE's normal like dreamy type sound that they do with some of their songs. Like they just do something different each time, and it's really really good. And that is also shown within their albums too. Their albums tend to just have songs of different genres that they are able to just nail. To me, again, there's only like one song from IVE that I don't really like, but other than that, other songs, it kind of blows me away how much they can make me like some other genres that I may not be the hugest fan of or that I don't listen to as often. They're able to draw me in. It's more than just the group themselves too. Like, you know, it's not, I don't like those songs specifically because they're IVE, but more their talent. Their talent is what allows me to like some songs that I wouldn't necessarily listen to if it was from a different group or from a different artist. But because it's their voice specifically and the way they approach it, it becomes something that I'm able to listen to.
IVE's story defies typical K-pop narratives about overnight success or gradual building. They represent something rarer, the perfect convergence of experience, timing, and talent that creates genuine cultural impact. When IZ*ONE disbanded, 2 members could have chosen easy paths.
Right,
Instead,
right.
they bet on something bigger. They combined their hard-earned experience with fresh perspectives, creating chemistry that felt both polished and natural. Their musical approach rewrote fourth-generation expectations. Where others chose noise or cute concepts, IVE perfected elegant confidence. They proved that sophistication and youth could coexist, that perfection could feel effortless, that global appeal could grow from authentic artistry. But their real achievement goes beyond charts or awards. They created a template that influenced an entire generation. The IVE effect can be seen in every rookie group that debuts with similar elegant concepts. Every choreography that incorporates their signature simplicity, every artist who tries to balance aspiration with accessibility.
Signature simplicity is honestly one of the best ways to describe their choreos, because when you hear the word simplicity, you're like, oh, it's simple. It's simple. When it comes to IVE, they're not doing these like backflips or like these crazy choreos, because that's not their concept. That's not what they're doing, right? Their concept is elegance and confidence, right? And when you think of the word elegance, you're thinking of more like slower movements compared to like fierce or aggressive, right? That's when you like start going crazy and you start dancing a lot. When it comes to IVE, it's more elegance, you know? And then you'll get songs like Baddie where the choreo will be a little bit faster because that's them being more fierce and more aggressive in that song, but it still has some elegance to it. So whenever people compare specific groups when it comes to choreographies and things like that, like, oh, look at this group, they're dancing crazy, like they're moving all over the place. Look at IVE, they're not moving as much. Well, because IVE's concept is elegance. They're supposed to kind of, you know, have the camera on them, look pretty and show a lot of confidence while doing a lot more simpler moves because it fits the concept. Not every group has to do these backflips and and splits and things like that. So I like the way that they're putting it.
They didn't just find success in fourth-generation K-pop. They defined what fourth-generation success looks like. When everything aligns perfectly, experience meets timing, meets genuine talent. You don't get just another group, you get a generational reset. I've dared to be bold. Will you? To be bold. Will you?
I've dared to be bold. Wait, dare to be what? Wait, what is it? Bold. That was a very good video. Very good video. Shout out to the Noit. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, but absolute banger of a video. Elite script. Is this, I will say, the voice, is this like an actual person's voice? Because it sounds like, it doesn't sound, it does sound AI, not AI-ish, robotic at points. Like at points, but maybe it's kind of like the direction that the person is going when recording this. Because honestly, I like the way it is, but the way that it's being like the way that I'm hearing it, it's very hard to tell the difference. Like to tell if it is a normal voice saying it in that way or if it's like an AI voice. But regardless, very, very good video. The script was scripting. I'm gonna be honest, bro. That's the script was mad elegant, mad beautiful. It was just when you were typing it into the Word doc, it was just, I don't know, your fingers are going on fire. Really, really good. I feel like how much views did this get? 36K. This is a very, very good video, and I feel like anybody in the future who is getting into K-pop and are getting into a group like IVE should watch this video, you know, along with IVE guides and things like that. But I feel like this video should be a staple when getting into IVE because it perfectly describes the group's journey up into the point they are now, but also very on the nose and getting it right when it comes to the concept of IVE and the goal of their songs too. Very good video. Very good, and it taught me a decent amount. Obviously I know IVE and I am familiar with parts of their lead up to their success, but I did learn more with this video here. So this was a very, very good, enjoyable video. I probably made this video 2 times longer than it is, but really, really, really great video. And honestly, the Wonyoung and Yujin making the decision to go backwards, taking a step backwards to move forwards, is something that you can also say for Chaewon and Sakura, or from Le Sserafim, right? Them also being an IZ*ONE, them also taking a step back to move forward, which that's a fire line right there. But yeah, man, a very, very, very good video. If you want to see more IVE from me, there's more IVE on the Patreon. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed.